One of the prime ministers of Great Britain, Winston Churchill, said in the 1940s that in life there come a time in every man's life when destiny taps on one's shoulders and calls upon you to perform a duty for which you were born and for which you are given the ability or capacity to execute. What a tragedy when that time finds you unprepared. I say it again. Winston Churchill said, and I quote, "There come a time in the life of everyone where destiny taps on your shoulders to fulfill a duty that you were born to carry out, of which within you lies the ability or the capacity to carry it out." What a tragedy when that day comes and finds you unprepared. So one of my responsibilities and that of leadership is to prepare you for the coming harvest in 2019. At about 4 in the morning, the Spirit of the Lord woke me up and said, "You have to change your message." And I said, "Why?" He said, "These are evil days. You must sensitize the church. And when you go to church on Sunday, lead the people to pray. Deliverance from evil." So last week Sunday, for those of you who were here, if you remember, I told you I have changed my message. I switched the message and taught on deliverance from evil. And I showed you scriptures that evil is not something, but that evil is someone. And I also did emphasize that the target of evil is good, and that evil is not satisfied till it destroys good. Are there any good people here today? Please wait, give me a wave offering. Okay. May I please submit to you that you are a target of good, of evil, that you are targeted by evil. And evil is not satisfied till it destroys anything that represents good. And that's why in a family, you find so many children, and one particular one is always under such an attack. And when they are ill, like it was with my case when I was a kid, it was always life and death. And others have it so easy. But there's one particular one whose life becomes very complicated. And there are many sitting in church, paying tithe, doing good things, don't covet other people's goods or wife or husbands or children, good people. And yet, they can't make sense out of their situation. And sometimes people ask God, "Why me? God, if you are that good and if you are a God of love, why do you allow bad things to happen to good people?" I'm writing a book entitled, "Don't Blame God." Tell somebody, don't blame God. When I lost 3 of my fingers, I wasn't born this way. Through this tragedy, whatever it was that happened to me, I became very angry with God. Very angry with God. And I didn't want to deal with God or anything about God because I was angry. Why did you allow this to happen to me? Years after, I understood that God didn't allow it. He didn't allow it. John 10:10. It was an enemy. You remember that the sower went to sow. And then the Bible said that when men slept, the enemy came in and sowed tares. And the servant said, "Master, didn't you sow a good seed? What happened?" And he said, "An enemy has done this." Turn to somebody and tell them that the enemy is doing something around you. The enemy is doing something around you. An enemy has what? Done this. John 10:10, the thief, the devil.
"For the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly."
That is the perfect will of God. God's original intent for you and I is that we should have life and have it more in abundance. Somebody say, I hear you. The devil's original intent for you and I is to kill, steal, and destroy. That is what he does. And he takes pleasure in killing and destroying good people. That is his agenda. And you can say, because you're a good person, God is under obligation to protect you no matter what. It's not true. If you're a good person, you are the enemy's target. If you are at war with a country, you don't bother yourselves and deploy your troops to conquer a territory and a people you've already captured and conquered. You concentrate on the ones you haven't yet captured and conquered. Is that correct? So the enemy don't spend his energy and time on wicked people because he had them already. His time and his energy is on those of us, the good ones, that he hasn't yet captured and conquered. You are his target. Tell somebody, do you know you are the target of evil? I need to tell you, because there come a time when people ask questions. Why did God allow this? And why me? And if God be good, why did he allow this? And there are people who believe that God is in control of all things. Yes, but it's not full truth. In the final analysis, it will all fall in line with his original plan. But in between now and the final analysis, a lot of things will happen which is not in control of. Because if he was in control of everything, then Adam and Eve wouldn't have ate the tree, the fruit of the tree. They wouldn't. God does not control the will of man. To control your will and my will is to violate the right of man. He made us a free being. We are not robots. And somebody say, well, if God knew that Adam and Eve will eat the fruit of the tree, and if Satan be evil, why did God create Lucifer anyway? For him to come and trouble us. When you see Jesus, ask him. Don't ask me. I can't answer that. Because the Bible says his thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are his ways our ways. As I grow, I have come to a conclusion that I understand that I don't understand. The matters of faith, when it comes to the matters of faith, it's not about understanding, it's about belief. It's about faith.